Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, you are on pretty much your last step here with your research paper. This is the final steps in the works cited page. I am actually going to break this down into two brief videos, this one doing the final steps piece, and another one doing the works cited page piece. Okay, so the final steps, here we go. You should have the final steps PDF document open up on your screen right now. So if you haven't done that, please pause, get that open, and then click resume when you're good to go. Please follow this just like a checklist like we've been doing before. The first thing you're going to want to start with here is we have to put in a heading. And if you look at your page, this is going to give you a little visual explanation of where these things go. And so let's imagine this is your completed paper right here. Your heading is going to go in that upper left hand corner. And you're going to want to put a number of pieces of information, including your name, first and last, your teacher's name or names. And the reason why there's two teachers here is because when we do your North Korea paper, you're going to be working with your social studies class, so you're going to have two teachers. For this one, you're only going to have Philip Kowski, me. You're going to have your class titles. Again, when you do your next paper on North Korea, you're going to be working in language arts and social studies. You're just going to need language arts here, as well as the date you completed your paper in this exact order. Okay, right at the top left. So here is how you do this. I went into my paper here, and you're going to see that this has already been double line spaced. And just so I can show you how to do this, we are going to get this out of double spacing real quick here. And we're going to turn it back to single. So your paper is going to look something like this, and we're going to imagine that you've got your intro, your first body paragraph, your second body paragraph, your third body paragraph, and your conclusion, right? So the first thing we got to do is get this header in. So I'm going to go all the way back up to the top of my paper. I'm going to go ahead and click return once, and then I'm going to arrow key my way or tap back up to the top. And then I'm going to have to hit backspace to make sure that I get my blinking cursor back in the upper left hand corner, and we are simply going to plop in this information. Okay, first thing, my name, first and last, got it, Rick Philip Kowski. Hit return one time. All right, cool. Teachers' names. Mr. Filipkowski. Okay. Next thing I need is the class titles. Okay, this is language arts, and we'll go ahead and say 8th grade too, just to be fancy like that. And last we have date completed, and today, ladies and gentlemen, let's say I'm getting it done today, is 11/15/18. If you're getting it done tomorrow, that's obviously going to be 11/16/18. Okay, great. So we're going to go ahead and check that off right here. Check. Okay, now we got to get your title in centered. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is hit return one time. So I'm blinking right after my date. Hit return one time. And we got to center this. Okay. And here's how to do that. Now, this is going to look a little bit different in Pages than it does in my Google Docs, but the icons are the same. In Pages, you need to click the paintbrush icon in the upper right-hand side of your screen. So again, click the paintbrush icon in the upper left-hand side of your screen, and you should see these three icons that look exactly like this, what I'm pointing toward right now. Okay. What this means is left justified, left aligned. That means when the cursor is blinking right there. This is centered, so when I click that, you're going to notice, the dictionary shouldn't come up, you're going to notice that left cursor is blinking in the left, center it's blinking in the center, and if you do this one all the way to the right, it justifies it to the right. So we're going to go ahead and click this to the center. We've got our cursor blinking. And we're going to go ahead and put our title in. Okay. What I want you to understand is it is the same size font of the rest of the paper, which we'll talk about in a second. No bold, no italics, no giant font, just the normal size font. And you can get something creative with your title, or if you are absolutely stuck, just have your title be your research question. That'll be a really great way for your reader to know exactly what your paper is going to be about. So in my case, should homework be about? Polished? Question mark. Notice how I have all major words capitalized in my title. Make sure you do that too. And now please see right between all this stuff. This is all single spaced, okay, line spaced. Many of you guys, when we say double space, I think you think we mean between words, you 1, 2, hit the space bar twice. That is not the case. Between words, you should always be only hitting the space bar one time. When we say double space, we mean double line spacing, okay? And here's how to do that. In Pages, this is going to look a little bit different. You're going to go to the paintbrush, click that, and then you are going to go to the tab that says line spacing, okay? And you are going to arrow it up. You have to hit the plus sign to 2, but before you do that, you have to select all of your writing. Okay, so push your finger down, select all, go to the paintbrush, go to line spacing, and set it up to 2. And when you do that, it's going to look like this. Notice now how my header, there's one double space between each line here. I have my title centered, and all of this is double spaced. If you have between paragraphs where it looks like this with this extra double space, you need to click in that space and get rid of it. Okay, it should look just like that. Okay. Now we got to make sure we're all formatted up here. Double spaced, I can check that off because I just did that. I have my indenting. Let's double check. Okay, I'm tabbed in right there. I'm tabbed in right there. I'm tabbed in right there. Okay, I'm good. So check off. We'll do that. No extra space between paragraphs. That looks good right there. That looks good right there. Okay, we're good. And lastly, 12-point Times New Roman font. Okay, I'm going to go ahead again and select everything. And this is in your paintbrush tab as well. And under font, you're going to want to make sure yours is on Times New Roman. And for the size, you're going to want to make sure yours is on size 12. And it should look just like that. Again, the menus are going to look a little bit different in Pages, but it's all the same stuff, okay? So, okay, I got all of that checked off, and your paper is going to look something like this. Ooh, look at Billy D. Williams wrote that one. I hear he's a nice kid. Oh, look, he's got Filipkowski too, but he wrote this back in 2016. Huh. Okay. There is your formatting, so please follow those directions. And you've got one last step, which is your Works Cited page, and I'm going to stop this video and make another real brief one for that. Thank you for watching.